Hey Monkey community, hope everyone had a great day. Looking at the chart here, we're at 219,000 thereabouts. Market cap up slightly over the last 24 hours, 1.5%. You can see we looks like we bounced off the bottom a little bit, which is good. So that 200,000 resistance is looking pretty solid, which is good to see, which makes sense since the top holders are so solid and we have a bunch of believers that are holding for the long term. And I want to talk about the monkey mindset, and I'm talking about that buy and hold and chill mindset, and that's what the market needs right now. As I mentioned, the top holders for monkey are solid, which is a huge deal with these market conditions. And so let's talk about that a little. There's been a number of coins that ran to 20 or more million and then crashed. So I want to look briefly at Ralph, which probably everyone's heard of. I haven't looked into it too closely, but I just want to talk about some aspects of it. So I'll pull up the chart here. They ran, looks like this wick is up to almost 60 million before dropping overnight down to, looks like 2 million-ish, and now it's down to 1.55 million. And I think, check the details for yourself, but I think something happened like where the developer or the person that was getting the fees on the Bags app who held a large amount of the supply said he was de-risking and sold a bunch in one shot. I think it was like 250,000 worth, and there wasn't much liquidity, so it essentially tanked the price. And so, I'm not going to get into his motivations or what he should have done, but what I wanted to talk about was, and we'll look at some posts on X about this in a bit, but I want to talk about how it's just one sell is all it took, and holders and just the market in general are being trained to get out before everyone else instead of letting uh you know presumably good coin like this run. And so I want to talk about that because I think it's super important when Monkey starts running, when we get that catalyst, when Alon posts or Pump Fund does something, or we, whatever the trigger is, right? Once we start running, the value of letting a coin run. If this guy had, maybe just if he's de-risking, sold a little bit or, gradually sold over time, smartly took profits instead of just killing it in one shot. Now he may not have known what he was doing, right? We don't know. But, just in general, if you just wisely take profits instead of do it all in one shot, it won't kill a project like it seemingly has for this. Now it could come back, right? It definitely could come back because we know that large pullbacks are part of these runners. But the point is, it looked like it had already pulled back here, from almost 50 million down to under 10 million, and then had that nice looking chart here. And this thing could have run, right? I mean, if he just sold a little bit and pulled back here, right? I mean, this thing looks beautiful. So my point is, we need a shift in mindset. And I think coins like Monkey are the key, where the community is holding and the community is controlling supply somewhat. The diamond-handed believers are holding. And I think that's huge. And we can't predict what every single holder is going to do. Definitely, folks take profit when they take profit. Everyone's needs are different. Everyone's goals are different. So, I'm not saying don't take profits. I'm saying take it responsibly and know what we hold and let the thing run. And I think that's that monkey mindset. We love the meme. We love the community. Let's let it run as much as we can and take profits in there, of course. Definitely take profits. Um, I also want to point out that for a chart like this, you get a few of these, like there's Gastown and Katana we looked at. There's a few others as well. Cow, I think was another one, where they actually got some decent traction and ran up to, 10, 20 million, 30 million before the bottom dropping out like this. So folks are getting trained like, hey, maybe I should sell this thing when it hits 10 million, right? Take the 10x if you bought it at a million. And that type of mindset sort of ruins the market. And we're going to look at a post about width and look at that chart in just a bit here to just see the difference in mindset. And I think that's why I'm so bullish on Monkey. The community is key, right? Not only are we working, chilling our bags, but we're the biggest holders. And that's why the whole slow cook thing is kind of a cliche now, but it is important that slow cook allows the holder quality to increase. You get the believers in. Who's DCAing right now when the market cap's so low because we know the coin's not dead? The believers, right? So the believers are adding more supply and the non-believers are out, they're selling. And so the top 40 holders, the strength there that we have, I think is a huge asset and why we can absolutely run and have a sustained run when the time is right. So let's keep on stacking and encouraging each other, thinking about what to do. If you start seeing a chart like this, what to do. Are you gonna tank the chart and sell and move on, or are you gonna let it run? Right? Generational wealth requires the thing to run. Okay. So let's all consider that. Now's the time to consider it so you have a plan when we start running, because we will run. All right, let's start looking at X here. So Dawn says disbelief is the entry phase. And so we have a lot of folks fading monkey, not believing. And, we've had folks exit, obviously, over the last few months. This is the entry phase when everyone's in disbelief. And so this is a good post by Dawn. And I want to reiterate, now's the time to buy and secure your bag. Lil Toro says, if you try to catch everything, you will miss everything. Focus on a few high conviction plays. Totally agree. Monkey coded here with the GIF, but don't try to catch everything. If you're rotating out a monkey and trying to catch daily runners, you're going to end up with less monkey than you start out with. I think we've all experienced that with different coins. So just focus on monkey and any other conviction plays you might have. Hold on to it, chill it, and let's just see how far this thing can go. Injuin says, do you have to sell off literally every breakout attempt? And this is that current mindset of the market is, okay, before my neighbor here dumps on me, I'm going to sell and take profit. We've been burned too many times, right? And we need a shift in mindset. And you see people post sometimes, let's all buy one coin and never sell. Let's do that with Monkey. Monkey's the perfect runner. We can all see Monkey at a billion. Some of this other stuff, we know there ain't no way it's going to a billion, right? Monkey, absolutely, we can all see the animal runner, Monkey, the cute monkey at a billion. So this mindset here, do you have to sell off literally every breakout attempt, is why we can't have nice things in the crypto space. Kian Win says top holder of Ralph was up 400K before he went to sleep. He's down 19K on it now. Imagine when we're running, and again, we're going to look at the whiff trajectory there. Folks selling before bed because they don't want this to happen, right? And I don't blame them. Look at the market, right? That's why it's going to be hard to hold. And I, I want to just reiterate, the community holds the keys to letting the project run if we all hold as long as we can and responsibly take profits. So imagine being this guy. I mean, this guy's not going to let this happen again, right? Next time he's up 400K, he's going to probably take some profit there. Darky says we need a new meme coin super cycle. We need to bring back believe in something. We need 100 million runners daily. Low caps are the best way to make it in crypto if market conditions are good. I think we are going to have good market conditions once we start this parabolic bull run for Bitcoin and other coins. I think it's going to flow down to memes, and we got it coming during Trump's term here. He's going to pump his bags. Jay says everyone's looking for the mega runner, the one that changes everything in the trenches. That coin is sitting right in front of your nose, but most of you will fade it. I believe that coin's Monkey. Monkey's the mega runner. It's sitting there. Most people are fading. They could get in right now at 200K, and they're not. I think this is the runner that changes everything, honestly. Jay should join us. He's got an ape, PFP, and a banana. That sounds like a good match. Solid says emotional control beats chart patterns more often than you think. At this point here with this chart here, emotional control, buying regularly, not selling, just saying I'm not going to sell my monkey at the bottom. I think that emotional control is better than looking at the charts and trying to figure out what you need to do next. Just relax, buy, hold, and chill monkey. Link has the motivational pick. POV, you took that risk. Meme coins are a risk, right? And that's a risk. The risk is, it doesn't go anywhere, right? But we know Monkey's alive and kicking. There's some risk because we don't know the time it's going to take or what's going to happen for sure. But without the risk, you don't get those big rewards as he's pointing out here. Don says boredom is the accumulation phase. If you're looking for excitement, this isn't exciting right now. But what's exciting is where we have the potential to go, which I think is higher than any other coin out there right now. And so this boring phase here, this is the accumulation phase. So that when we start looking like this here, we hold the supply. And so we don't have something like this. We just let that thing run. All right, CZ had an interesting post here. AI will make you jobless. Crypto will make you not need a job. Buy and hold now, retire in a few years. If crypto allowed you to retire already, not financial advice. So I think what he's saying here is things are changing out there. AI is taking over, robots are taking over. What's going to happen with our jobs? Crypto, if we're in the right coins, can help us retire or at least make life a lot more comfortable. And so that's what I'm doing with Monkey. Buy and hold. Let's chill Monkey. Let's work it. Let's add more believers to the community. And then let's retire before the robots take over. Arbit says just wait until retail gets here. And I think that's definitely one part of the Monkey thesis. Retail, if they come, whatever form they come in, is going to love Monkey, right? Where's retail? They're on TikTok. Look at TikTok with the Monkey accounts, with all the funny Monkey videos that go absolutely viral. Everyone loves monkeys. And so when retail gets here, when the on-ramp is so easy that you can buy whatever coin you want very quickly. And look at what X is doing. Remember, X is going to have, I don't know if it's released or when it's going to release, but they're going to have it where you can put in the symbol for these coins and get information there. And a lot of folks speculated that buying right on X is right around the corner. Imagine that. Something goes viral on X or TikTok or whatever, and you can buy right there. So I think when retail gets here, they're going to love Monkey. They're going to love Monkey. Your Crypto DJ says diamond hands will win big. I agree there. Diamond hands are key right now with Monkey, and we're going to win big. Dex here says, how on earth did WIF go from 300 million to 4.8 billion in less than 4 weeks? Well, let's take a look. So I think he's talking about here, 348 million on 2/25/2024, 3/31 of 2024, 4.5 billion. So this is a bit over 4 weeks. So he must be talking about some time frame in here. But look at this, straight up there, right? Now, folks that held here, if they dumped everything, it would have killed the chart. But one small pullback here. But other than that, it was just pretty much straight up in 1 month. I think Monkey has the ability to do this if we hold, if we get the right folks in now when we're in the accumulation phase, and then we get that catalyst. Everything's setting up perfectly for Monkey, in my opinion. But this here requires a change in mindset from where we're at right now, right? I mean, this is a month, 30 straight days of sleeping on your bag to get this high, right? You had to resist the temptation to take profits through all this stuff. Okay, and this went from 3 billion down to 2.8 billion, and you had to hold through that as well. So I mean, this requires a change in mindset. So when he says, how on earth did WIF go from 300 million to 4.8 billion in less than 4 weeks? It's hard to believe now because of the way everything is now, right? Things start, the bottom falls out when you get to 20 million now. Or in the case of White Whale, they got to 200 million, then the bottom dropped out. So this requires a change in mindset here, and I think Monkey is well positioned to change that. I think Monkey can run further and harder than any of these folks. I think 200 million Monkey can do easily once we get that catalyst and start running. Link says in this game, nothing happens for months, but then in just a few weeks, generational wealth is made. That's how it works. Slow grind, then boom, it all comes fast. If you can't handle the waiting, you miss the moment. Patience is how you win. Timing is everything. And this is perfect for monkey because we are in an accumulation phase, a sideways phase, but we all love and believe in the meme. That's a perfect setup. The mind share is there, the potential's there, the memes are endless, the community is solid, right? Everything is here for when the timing is setting up perfectly. When the market starts ripping, monkey's still going to be alive, and I think we can run, and it's just going to be a few weeks. It could be like whiff, right? We don't know how high we're going to go, but it could be very quick, and it could be soon. So that's how you make generational wealth. It's not by selling for the 20x here or there, right? You need that 1000x, and that's what we've got here with monkey. At the macro level, CZ Binance says he's in talks with a dozen governments about tokenizing assets. The shift to crypto is happening slowly, then all at once. Remember, we're right at the edge here where things are going to start getting real crazy, like beyond what we've ever imagined. People look back at the past cycles. This is different. I mean, this is institutions coming, countries coming. I mean, we're so early, is what I'm saying. And I think memes are going to be around for a long time, especially memes like Monkey that are so solid with a solid community. The kind of that wholesome animal meme, I think is due to run big. Quinton says patience is the most essential skill in wealth creation, and I'm learning that with Monkey and crypto in general, is that if you don't have patience, I'm just telling you, you're not going to catch something like this. Now, there's like Peanut, right? I think Peanut ran super fast, kind of right from the beginning, if I recall correctly. And there will be runners where, you wake up, you're in the trenches, you catch it at 50,000, and then it goes to like 30 million or something like that, right? And that can happen. But in general, well, in that case, you're typically not, dropping 100 sol in at 50,000, right? Obviously. So something like this where you get that generational wealth typically is a slow cook that takes a bit of time and patience and holding, for a month when it's doing this. And normally it's going to be, you know, more like this. You get up to 100 million, then you pull back to 50, right? So there's going to be multiple pullbacks. So I agree here that patience is the most essential skill in wealth creation. So keep that in mind. Patience is the most essential skill. Have patience with your monkey. Another one, Inmortal, says another quote from CZ. Banks won't disappear, but their role will change dramatically. It's a fact banks are lagging behind. Make a transfer on a Friday, it won't be done until Tuesday. Send any coin on a Saturday night, and it's done in 10 seconds. Crypto is inevitable. I agree, everything's going to be on chain. The banks are getting more comfortable. The structural legislation's coming through. It's going to be all about the blockchain coming soon. So again, we're incredibly early. Shadow says, looking around, we're going to be just fine. Extremely bullish on all things crypto. Excited for what's to come. Let's win. Totally agree. I mean, just looking at everything, all the news, everything that's going on, I'm just incredibly bullish on crypto and cult memes like Monkey. I mean, I think it's only up for Monkey at this point. And Michael Saylor, the Bitcoin goat, says thinking about buying more Bitcoin. So, every day is a good day to buy for Saylor. Legend. Let's do the same with Monkey. Let's kind of have that accumulation mindset that Sailor has, and just know where we're heading. If you hear Sailor, he's extremely bullish. I think he thinks we're going to go to a million by like 2030 or something like that. I think it was him who said that. So I mean, a lot of folks are extremely bullish on Bitcoin, and same with Monkey. I'm extremely bullish. The supply is limited. We're buying it all up as a community. Let's just hold this thing and let it run. It could be tomorrow. It could be a week from now. It could be a month. We're going to get that catalyst, that spark that sets this thing off. Thanks, everyone. I'll see you tomorrow.